Hey everyone, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics. Hope you're all doing well and having a great week. Just before getting into this video, if you are a new viewer to the channel and you haven't done so already, and I highly recommend you do, and it's really much appreciated. It shows your support for the videos that I do and the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click that subscribe button down below. And also I'd like to thank those who have recently subscribed to the channel as well. It really does mean a lot. And make sure you like this video, click the thumbs up on the video, and don't forget to click the bell so you are notified when I upload next or when I go live on the channel. But today's video, I'm going to be going through the players that impressed in the pre-season. So I'm basing it off the two trials. So the first trial, we played the West Tigers. Now that was a trial at Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland where we fielded majority of our younger players, like the players from the development contracts and some first graders as well. And the second trial was the one against the Melbourne Storm in Christchurch, where we had majority of our first graders in the side. So look, a couple of players on my list I've got actually, and I've got Marcelo Montoya. Now, Marcelo Montoya in the first pre-season trial against the Tigers, he did line up, and I reckon he was very impressive in that game. And the second trial, look, I don't think he was as impressive as the first trial game, but I thought he still played pretty well. So I've got him. I was really impressed with Marcelo Montoya in both trial games, but particularly the Tigers trial as well. And look, based off those two trials, you really can't leave Marcelo Montoya out of the starting lineup. So he's pretty much, got a spot locked in there in that starting side. Another player I've got is Luke Metcalf. Now, unfortunately, Luke Metcalf didn't get to play in the second trial. He's out for the next couple of weeks, unfortunately, due to a hammy injury. Such a shame, such disappointing, such disappointment for Luke Metcalf, because he was outstanding in that Tigers trial. Showed his speed. Just showed what a talent Luke Metcalf is going to be for the next couple of seasons. Look, obviously, coming from the Sharks, and not being able to play a lot of first grade because of the players that are in front of him. So, look, Luke Metcalf, once he gets, fully fit, I reckon we'll see a lot of him in the next couple of weeks, challenging to get into this first grade side. So Luke Metcalf for me, particularly in trial 1, the first game against the Tigers, he really did impress. Another player that did impress, but comes as no shock to me and surprise, because I watched a lot of this guy in the Queensland Cup for the Burleigh Bears last year, and I know Queensland Cup is a different level to the NRL, but Tane Tuapiki, who has been upgraded to an NRL contract last week, now really played well in that trial, that first trial against the West Tigers. Now, the second trial, he had not really minutes, so you can't really judge him off that many minutes against the Storm. But, look, I think Tane Tuapiki is the one to watch for the future. Very young player, very talented, and going to be a regular in the New South Wales Cup team this year as well. Another player which I particularly wasn't too high on coming into this season, and he's come from the Dragons, St George Illawarra Dragons, and personally I thought he was going to be coming in as a depth signing, and that is Jackson Ford. Now, in both trials, he's actually put up his hand to be selected in their 1-17 team for the game against the Newcastle Knights. And look, I probably would have him in the 1-17 team right now, based on his two trials that he's played well in. So Jackson Ford for me, look, probably starting in the second row, maybe, or coming off the bench. It all depends on what Andrew Webster sees. So I think Jackson Ford for me has so far very impressed in those two pre-season trial games. And look, he's put his hand up to be selected in round 1. Another player I've got is Dimitri Safakula in a trial against the West Tigers, especially for a young player who's on a development contract. Really put his hand up and stepped up and a player with nothing to lose, you know, because he's a younger player. Obviously, he's not expected to do a lot, you know, in terms of coming into the side, especially in one of those games. Just go out there and try and impress the coaching staff, and he impressed me quite a lot. And he also has been developed into an NRL contract as well, so it's great to see his work. And remember, the guy's only 18 years old, I believe. So 18 years old, very young. We'll see a lot of him this year in the SG World Cup, probably maybe a New South Wales Cup appearance there and then. But look, impressive for someone like him, and I reckon he's a young forward to watch for the future of this club. Another player that impressed me in the pre-season was Moala Graham Tafua against the West Tigers, coming off the bench. Big forward, very big forward, very young, and had a lot of impact for that side against the Tigers in that trial game especially. So Moala Graham Tafua, I think, is another forward which we can get excited about as a Warriors fan for the next couple of years. Also, I've got Jacob Laban as well. Jacob Laban has been in the system for a bit now, especially. He is a very tall player. He's very tall, actually, very tall. Came on the field, and I thought he in particular in that trial game was particularly strong against the Tigers as well as Zion Maeu as well. And also, for the established players, I've got Darlin Watini-Zelezniak against the Melbourne Storm. I thought played well. Morata Niukore, first game in Warriors colours. In the second row, you can tell he is going to be a player which adds a lot of impact to this side this year. Now, whether he starts, whether he's on the bench, he's going to add plenty. He can cover a bit of centre as well. Morata Niukore, I'm very excited to see how he goes throughout this year. Mitchell Barnett as well, I thought was very good against the Melbourne Storm. Playing in a position, for me, that's probably not where I'd play him. Personally, I'd play Mitchell Barnett in the second row. I think he's much better suited to the second row than to prop. But to play in a position which is probably not familiar to him, especially given he doesn't play a lot there. Like, I thought he was pretty good. Dylan Walker as well, especially coming off the bench in that second pre-season trial against the Melbourne Storm. Can play a number of positions. Look, I think he played a bit of centre as well when he came onto the field also. So, Dylan Walker, look, I think he's going to be a bit of a point of difference as well for a player that's going to, you know, give us a bit of a utility type role. And also, I've got Tom Ale as well, last player there on my list for the players that impressed in the pre-season. Tom Ale in that trial against the West Tigers was outstanding. I don't know if he'll get a selection in round one, but he is a player that's going to put up his hand every week and challenge for a spot in the 17. But guys, that is it for the players that impressed in the pre-season. Let me know what your thoughts are on the players that I have picked in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And yeah, if you have any players that impressed you in the pre-season, please let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your feedback. And if you are new to this channel and you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click that subscribe button down below. We are almost at the 2,200 subscriber mark. And yeah, the road to 3K subscribers is the goal to get there by the end of this season. So make sure you subscribe. It really does help, shows your support for the channel and the content that I do. And make sure you like this video as well. Click the thumbs up on the video. And I'll see you all soon.